This video is here to help you refresh your memory on perimeter. For perimeter of any shape, it doesn't matter if it's a square, a rectangle, a triangle, or a different shaped figure. Basically, what you do to find the perimeter of any shape is you add up all the sides. The one formula that we learned specifically is the perimeter of a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle, hopefully you guys remember, has a formula P equals 2L plus 2W, because in a rectangle you have two lengths and you have two widths, so you're adding them up together. So I'm going to do these two problems here for you. For number one, we have a street sign and it's a diamond shape. So we are just going to add up all the sides to find the perimeter. So the sides that we have are 5x plus 2x plus 12 and plus 18. So this is not our final answer. We can simplify this further by combining like terms. So our like terms are 5x and 2x. So when we add 5x plus 2x, that gives us 7x. And then we're also going to combine our whole numbers as well. So we have 12 plus 18, which adds up to 30. And this is our final answer. We cannot simplify this any further. So our final answer is 7x plus 30. For number two, this one looks a little bit more intimidating because it's a totally different shape, but we are still doing exactly what we did before. It's the perimeter, so we're just adding up all the sides. So the only thing you have to be careful of here is making sure that you have all of the sides accounted for. So what I like to do is I like to pick a certain spot. I'm going to start here with just this number 2, and then I'm going to kind of go clockwise around the shape just to make sure that I have all of the sides listed. So I'm going to start right here with 2, and then I'm going to add this one, 3x, and then I'm going to add 2, and then I'm going to add this one, which is a 3x, and then I'm going to add this one. This entire side is 7x plus 2. So I'm adding that, and then my last side that I have is 15x plus 1. So obviously I set up all my addition, but now it's time to simplify by combining like terms. So my first term out here is a whole number. So just to make it easy, let's combine all of the whole numbers that we see together. So we have 2 plus 2 plus 2 and plus 1. So that gives us 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 is our whole number. And now we have our x's. So let's combine those like terms. So 3x plus 3x plus 7x plus 15x gives us 28x. We have a whole number and an x term, so we cannot go any further, and that's our final answer. So then we can use these because x is in our answer. We've always learned how to evaluate. Evaluating expressions is super easy. Basically, whatever they tell you x is the number that you need to plug in for x. So for this one, evaluate the expression if x equals 6. So our expression is 29x plus 8. So what that means is I'm going to replace x with 6. Remember, whenever you plug in a number for x, you always want to plug it in with parentheses. So I'm writing this as 29 parentheses 6, replacing x with a 6, and then my plus 8 is just going to come down. So now I can evaluate. I don't have any variables anymore. These are all numbers, so I can use my order of operations, PEMDAS, and I can simplify this all the way down to one final answer. So our parentheses, we don't have any exponents, but our parentheses means multiplication, so we're going to do that first. So 29 times 6 is 174, and then my plus 8 is going to come down, and now I can add for my last step. So 174 plus 8 is 182. That one should be very easy for everyone. I know we've done those a bunch of times. Okay, and then 2 more problems that kind of go together. It's been a while since we've done these. Find the perimeter of the rectangular door. So again, this is a rectangle. So a rectangle has 2 lengths and 2 widths. So this 6x minus 8 for the top length also is the same down here, right? Because it's a rectangle. And this 3x plus 1 is the same over here because it's a rectangle. So you can add all these up just like we did in the first couple problems, or A lot of you guys like to use the formula better when we did it in class, so I'm going to show you using it with our formula, 2L plus 2W. So we have 2, and the length, we're going to plug in the length, which is 6x minus 8. Plus is going to come down. My next 2 is going to come down. And then for the width, we're going to plug in the width, which is 3x plus 1. Remember, whenever you plug anything in, you always have parentheses there, right? So we have 2, we plugged in the length, plus 2, we plugged in the width. Okay, now I want you to take a second and look at this equation here. We don't have any L's or W's anymore. We replace them with X's. So we are able to take this and simplify it all the way down to have one final expression. So we should all know by now that whenever we have parentheses, that means we need to distribute and we need to do multiplication. So I'm going to distribute that 2 to the 6 and to the 8. So it becomes 12x minus 16. And then I'm also going to do the same thing for my second parentheses. 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times 1 is 2. So now that I did my distributing, I'm just going to combine like terms. 12x plus 6x combines to 18x. And then just be really careful here. That is a negative 16. So when we combine negative 16 plus 2, negative 16 plus 2 is negative 14. I can't do anything further because I have an x term and a whole number. So that is my final perimeter, 18x minus 14. I'm going to take this question one step further. For number 5, I want you to tell me the total perimeter of this door if x was equal to 3 meters. So basically, that means I'm going to plug 3 in for x. So I'm going to take my perimeter, but instead of x, I'm plugging in 3. So using PEMDAS, I'm going to multiply 18 times 3 first, which gives me 54. And then 54 minus 14 is 40. So the perimeter of the door is 40 meters. Hopefully this will help you finish this form.